What's up, viewers? Welcome back to everybody's favorite series on this channel, and that is my Q&A number 5. So, I haven't done a Q&A in several weeks, and without further ado, let's hop right into the questions from Q&A number 4, starting with the most recent one and going right down the list. NG Bowie asks, are you planning to go for university anytime in your life? I imagine that means graduate school, and the answer to that is probably not. I am, in fact, graduating this year with not only a bachelor's degree, but also a master's degree, and so unless I decide to go for something like a business degree, I don't think there will be any need for me to go to graduate school anytime in the future. Well, that was awkward. My camera cut out because I ran out of space on my phone, so now the angle is probably a little bit different. That's okay. Anyway, back to the questions. Stasherfo asks, what do you say about the migrant crisis? Unfortunately, I haven't been at all in tune with the news on this stuff. I'm not even entirely sure which migrant crisis you're referring to, so I will sound uninformed and probably be very disrespectful to the question at hand, so I don't think I'll be able to answer this question. I'm sorry. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Benjo S asks, what is your favorite fast food place? I have not been to fast food places in quite a bit of time, and I don't really have any favorite brands, but I do remember that about 3 years ago, I was at a Five Guys Burgers and Fries in New York, and I had a burger there, and it just blew my mind. So let's just keep it at that. Five Guys is my favorite fast food brand, I would say. Benjo S also asks, which shoe brand do you like or love? I have been wearing Vans shoes since probably early high school because of the thick padding in their sole, and I have kind of on my foot, and this is kind of a weird thing to do, but I don't know if you guys can see that. This arch right here is very big on my foot, and those thick paddings on the shoe are absolutely fantastic for me, so I'm a big fan of those. What movies are you looking forward to watching? Well, I would say Captain America Civil War, but I just watched that. If you guys want to see my review, link to that is going to be in the description. Beyond that, now that I've seen that movie, Spider-Man Homecoming next year, 2017, gonna be fantastic because I've seen Spider-Man now in the Civil War movie, and he was great. Finally, Benjo S asks, do you prefer an SUV or a sedan? That is a very strange question. Probably a sedan? I don't know. I've driven a van pretty much my entire life, but that's kind of big and kind of useless unless you're going on big trips, and most of the time I drive around to really small errands, so probably a sedan, yep. Astafasani asks, do you like JB? I'm not entirely sure what JB means, but if that means Justin Bieber, then no. Astafasani also says, please make a video on the Mirror Cube. I will, in fact, do this during the summer when I get off of school and get down to doing some of the stuff. I actually have purchased a Mirror Cube. I still have not opened it. That's one of the boxes over there that you guys see all the time. I purchased it way back in February when I planned to do unboxings back when I was releasing my F2L video, and then I've never got around to doing it. So once I unbox it, I will be able to do a tutorial because that one is damn easy. Monkey Place says, what is your dream car? I don't have a particular brand in mind, and in fact, I'm going to be living in New York City, so it's unlikely that I'll be driving a car, but I would like to get myself a boat at some point. I would like to have a boat on a lake house. I'm not entirely sure which boat, which brand, or which make, or how expensive, depending on how much money I'll have, but that is a lifelong dream of mine, is I want to be able to ride a damn boat, okay? Monkey Place also asks, what is your current car? I drive a Mazda MPV 2000-something minivan. It's kind of crap, but it works pretty well for me. Setsval asks, what day is the Q&A supposed to come out? Normally it's supposed to come out every Sunday, but don't hold me accountable to that because I will forget and or ignore those deadlines. But yeah, every Sunday this Q&A is supposed to throw down. Setsval also asks, where can I get your Let's Get Twisted t-shirt? I honestly have no idea. I got it as a present, but I'm sure if you looked online, you would probably be able to find one. If I manage to find one while I'm editing this video, the link to that will be in the description for you to check out. NG Bowie asks, do you have any tuxedos? If so, I would like to see you wear one. I don't have any tuxedos, but I do have a suit, and I did wear that suit for my formal the other day, which, oh no I didn't. No, never mind. I did wear that suit for the formal a while ago, and I think there's a video on this channel for that. If that vlog exists, I will also post that link in the description if you'd like to see me wearing a tuxedo. Not really a tuxedo, it's a suit, but it's a similar deal. 0 Point Portal asks, hey Sergs, kind of a serious question, but a few vids back, I heard you mention Tobuscus being an inspiration to you, so I was wondering what your thoughts are on the recent allegations. As some of you might know, probably none of you really know, but depending on how closely you follow YouTube, you might be aware that Toby Turner, one of my kind of heroes and idols on YouTube and kind of my inspirations on YouTube, recently got accused of a lot of things like drug abuse and sexual assault and all of this random stuff. In my opinion, from what I've seen, it's innocent until proven guilty. He has claimed that these accusations are all false. There have been other accusations that have come out around this time. I'm not entirely interested until I see some sort of hard factual evidence or some sort of conviction of this guy that he actually did anything wrong. I'm not really going to concern myself with that kind of stuff. I focus on the person as a creator, and I do think that the things that he has created are good. I think his vlogs are excellent. I think his gaming videos are excellent. I think his main channel videos are just absolutely fantastic. He has gone a little bit kind of south. Not south. South is a very negative word. He's kind of slowed down a little bit over the years. I think he started off really, really strong a couple years ago, and he was one of the top creators on YouTube, and now he's kind of a legacy creator, and he's not really as on top of his game as he used to be, but he's still a very fantastic, excellent content creator. I don't know anything about him as a person, so aside from his content, I really can't judge him on anything, and so until any sort of real evidence or convictions come out, I will not actually really care about this topic. Emily MacGyver asks, dogs or cats? I have an allergy to both, unfortunately, but I am a big, big fan of cats. I used to be a huge dog person. I do still love dogs. Dogs are great. But cats are very flexible, they're very sneaky, they're very clean, and I don't know, just generally I think they're more fluffy and more cute. Even though I have a dog, as my plush toy, I think, prefer cats as live animals as far as that question goes. Lou Leslie asks, how old are you? I am 21 years old. Rebu Ebenezer asks, where do you live? I will not reveal that, but you guys very well might already know if you guys scroll through the entirety of the 210 or so vlogs that I've released to date. I'm sure you can scour somewhere in the background some sort of street sign or some sort of building that's very recognizable, and you'll probably be able to figure out where I live, but I'm not going to reveal that for obvious security reasons. Also, there's really no need for you guys to know, to be completely honest. Like, seriously. Vamshi Darisi asks, do you belong to fandoms? Not necessarily. I do think that, well, one of the things you ask are Marvel versus DC superheroes. I do think that the Marvel brand, in terms of filmmaking, is very much on top of their game compared to the DC films. But in terms of superheroes themselves, I'm not really, I don't have any sort of affiliation with any of them. I just think Marvel cranks out some seriously kick-ass, excellent movies. Harry Potter is a huge part of my life. I've been listening to the Harry Potter audiobooks on loop since about 7th grade. I've been doing that for years and years now. Just the entire series, 1 through 7, narrated by Jim Dale. My my favorite audiobook series to listen to. I know it all pretty much by heart, so I can listen to it whenever I'm doing anything else. It doesn't need to distract me from anything I'm doing, and it's just a great getaway for me. Narrator's great, story's great, and I absolutely love everything about the Harry Potter series. Anything you guys want to ask me, I'm very happy to talk about Harry Potter. I might actually end up doing some sort of series on it at some point. But yeah, that's possibly the only fandom I really belong to, even though I don't really go off. I'm not a big fan of this stuff like the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them stuff that's coming out. I feel like that's a bit of a stretch. I do like the core kind of story of Harry Potter and everything about it. Big fan of that stuff. Hunger Games, also great. I've listened to all 3 of those books, and I've listened to the first 2 about 3 or 4 times. Last one sucks. Mockingjay sucks, and I think the films came out and they also sucked. I haven't even seen the last Mockingjay film, just really not interested in that stuff. But Hunger Games and Catching Fire, both fantastic stories, fantastic films, not really a part of the fandom there. And then everything else, Divergent, Maze Runner, and all that stuff, I don't follow that. That's it's a little too much for me, and it's kind of in the young adult area, and I don't really consider myself a young adult anymore. That's not why I'm not interested in them, but I'm no longer surrounded by people. Like, I'm no longer in high school or middle school or whatever, surrounded by people who are constantly talking about this stuff, so there's no real purpose for me to get into those fandoms whatsoever. Andre De Silva asks, do you speed cube, and if so, can you show your speed cube gear such as loop, timer, etc.? If not, can you make a list? Nope, I don't speed cube. I can show you guys real quick. Here, let me move my camera. You see that? That's pretty much the extent of my cubing collection and all the materials I have. I don't have any sort of lubrication, any sort of tools, any sort of timers or any of that stuff. I don't speed cube professionally, and I don't really know how to get into it. But maybe at some point, if I learn to figure it out, I might make some videos on it. But from now, I don't feel like I'm qualified at all to speak on the subject of speed cubing. All right, that's it for today's Q&A. Hopefully, I've covered most of your questions. If you have any other questions, obviously leave them in the comments below. Depending on how many comments we get and depending on how my schedule looks for the next week, I will either do another Q&A next Sunday or maybe do one every 2 weeks. So do one 2 weeks from now, depending on how quickly these comments start coming in. But we haven't done a Q&A in a while, so it's very possible that we'll get a massive flood of questions from this video. But as always, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys are having a lot of fun. I love making these videos. Hopefully you enjoy learning a little bit about myself. And if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below as per usual. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Peace!